So he hit his first 10K month going out on his own. This is Leroy. He's a plumber. Now he doesn't mind me talking about this because he was so happy with the results. He said, Dave, you can make a video on this and please let everyone know how fast and how simple it is to actually leave your boss and do your own thing.
G'day, Leroy from ProFlow Plumbing here. We are based in Tauranga and we are certified gas fitters, drain layers and plumbers. So I first started working with Dave back in October and I just got out on my own. I had experience in project management and other plumbing companies, so I understood how jobs ran, but never really done the marketing side before. So they've helped me understand how to actually put myself out there. Things like proper outreach, emailing builders, restaurants, bars, and instead of just hoping for the phone to call, or phone to ring, sorry. We paid attention to what got real responses and actual jobs and doubled down on those and dropped what wasn't working, of course. So before that, I was getting maybe 2 or 3 inquiries a week. After about 8 weeks, that jumped to around 20 leads per week. So roughly 10 times the amount. The biggest thing that really moved the needle was realizing it was the organic material that worked best. No paid ads, just using community Facebook groups, building real content and doing outreach the right way. So once everything clicked, that's it, everything changed. So cheers, Trader University.
Now this is the trap that no one talks about. Leroy was a fantastic plumber, hard worker. He'd been in the game before and he'd actually run an existing business that had 4 to 6 plumbers. He knew how to do everything. Run the boys, book the jobs, deal with clients, etc., etc. But the business side of the things and taking that final jump and jumping out on his own, that's what gets most people stumped. But you're actually closer than what you think, and with a few strategic plays of doing the business side of things, learning how to do some self-promotion, but mostly just taking that leap and jumping into the world of self-promotion, you can get there quicker than you think. So Leroy was working for an existing franchise company and you think, cool, I'm building the business, I might get a profit share in this later on, but you're actually building someone else's business. So deep down, he wasn't really gonna have an equity stake or have that sort of future or freedom to go, shit, do I wanna finish it Tuesday at 2 p.m. or can I take Friday off? Most likely no. It's the best feeling ever, and trust me, when you can sit in Serbia, make these kind of videos, get results for clients and build an online business, that is the dream. Segment 2, the exit and the reset. So we had to draw a hard line in the sand and we had to do the old David Goggins here and burn the boats. So he cancelled his relationship, cancelled the franchise deal with the franchisee. So this sort of happened over the course of, I would say, 0 to 1.5 months. So Leroy had to work out his sort of period with that company. He'd come to me prior and said, hey mate, I'm thinking about leaving. I want to go out on my own. I'm a little bit skeptical. And I said, mate, I've done this 3 times. I can tell you exactly what to do step by step. So he made the initial outreach to the franchisee owner, said, mate, I'm quitting. I'm gonna go out on my own. I have to do this. And it turns out it was the best thing he has done. So what we initiated from 0 to 1.5 months essentially was organic free posting. And this is pretty much all you need to do if you're a subby. You've just got to dial down and just focus on what's going to work, what's going to get you in front of people for free, because we didn't want to just load him up with Facebook ads or Google ads or massive marketing campaigns. As you could imagine, he'd gone from a safe, secure job with income every single week to quitting that safe, secure income. They were loading him up with 30 to 35 hours a week at around about $55, $65 an hour as a contractor. So that's good income. It's about $110,000, $120,000 a year plus a reimbursement for a vehicle. Initially weaned off that contract, so he was still getting around about 30 hours a week, and we had about 1.5 months to build up that replaceable income. So I said, strategy 1, what we're gonna do. We're literally just gonna use Facebook community groups because it's free. He was already doing a little bit of it and he was quite sort of okay with doing a little bit of self-promotion, taking the odd selfie video and getting in front of the camera. So all we strictly did is said, to start off with for 1 month, we'll do 3 lots of posts a week, okay? Super, super simple. Before and after photos, who he is, and adding any kind of value. So we were sending a photo of a job that he had done, and we were posting a photo into Facebook groups. All we were focusing on is that kind of stuff, before and afters, and anytime there was a specific news article or something in the papers in his region, so he was in Tauranga, top of New Zealand, we just said, post the article screenshot onto your Facebook and literally just give your thoughts and just see if we would start sparking a bit of a reaction there. So what had happened after we started doing this, naturally he was starting to get some really, really basic inquiries. We were obviously jumping into community groups. We were jumping into like mum and dad groups, homeowner groups. Now you got to be careful, you can't do a lot of promotion in all of them. Just check if you can or ask the admin if it's okay. Over about 1.5 months, we started replacing his income. We were getting sort of 2 to 4 jobs a week, and the average job for a plumber was anywhere between, I think, around about $250 to $1,000, whether we're charging out 2 hours or 4 hours. So you can see very quickly, after about 6 weeks, we'd already had him at around about $1,000 a week in revenue coming in. Now, he had a little bit of a buffer, so things were okay. Now, all we did from month 1.5 down to 3 is we focused on retargeting existing customers. So you want to make sure that you've got a basic CRM tool. Excel sheet, he had Fergus, which is not the best marketing tool. It's also very, very good just for keeping all your data in there. So all we'd focus on once a week is we'd just send a generic email blast out to all of these companies. We were still doubling down on the Facebook group posts. We were retargeting with the email, and we started jumping on Instagram, and we started doing outreach to builders. So that's what we did from month 1.5 to 3. And his last sort of monthly revenue that came in December, I think he'd done just over averaging $2,500 a week. So he hit his first 10K month going out on his own. So that was like a massive sort of like client success of what we did for Leroy as a plumber. So it's really that easy. If you're a tradie looking at going out on your own, you want to build your own income, it's not that hard. Reach out if you want help, hit the link in the bio, but seriously, use social media platforms, be willing to put yourself out there, make some videos, and you can make more than 100K a year and have your own business. And if you want to step it up and go from 100K to $1 million, well, that might take a little bit of work. We charge a fee to do that, but 7 figures is nice.